My name is History West. Welcome back to Grandpa Plays Minecraft, or Grandpa Streams Minecraft in this case. We are down in the zombie farm, getting some repair done on our tools. I'm running a bit late this evening. I almost didn't make it on time. I think that'll do it for now. As you can see, we're on day 1207 of the Forever World, and I have been playing a lot. That means because most of those days have been 20-minute days because I haven't gone up to sleep. I've been working underground digging here in what will eventually be the storage room and other things. And my time played just topped 5 days. Now that's deceptive because this world is 2.5 years old, but this is only 5 or 6 months of actual playing that amounts for that 5 days. I played briefly to set up this world, and then I let it sit for a long time. Came back to it later when I wanted to start a Minecraft Forever world. Realized I might as well use this world. Hello, Mumbo. And I've been playing on here pretty solid since then. So I have a little bit of a system planned out here. Running across to the other door. I've got the three of our 5 main areas labeled here. Our other 2 areas are, of course, the work area, History Station, where we are now, and Bryce Station, which is our mining area in the Badlands. These are local areas. So I'm going to do each one of these days, I'm going to do on stream. So today we'll be working in Glenbuck, tomorrow in Pepperland, next week we'll be working in Sycamore City. And the funny thing about working in Pepperland, or rather Glenbuck, at least for right now, is we're not going to Glenbuck. And I'll explain in just a moment. We are instead going to take our Blackstone or Slate Road here, going, you know what, I need to go to take a bed with me. We're going to go over to the road that goes west from here, and we are going to dig up again the road that I put then. The Slate Road is going to stay. I like it here in our base, but out here just going through the waste, I think it is kind of a waste to use up all of the mud bricks that I did to set up the road. One of our loose villagers has found our super smelter over here. And there's a bed in there, and there's a workstation. Hey, you might as well just stay right here. It's fine with me. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to dig this up. And I want to use these bricks instead over in Glenbuck, which is our medieval-ish area. And go ahead and take up this coarse dirt. And we're going to put down just regular dirt for now. And then once we're done, at another time I'm just going to come through and put in, excuse me, in path blocks. So, it is December 20th, 5 days till Christmas. How are you guys today? Hope you're all doing well. I'm a little under the weather today. I've got some congestion going on that I think is allergies. But worse, I've been sick to my stomach today. And I know what caused it. I'm not supposed to eat carbs right before bedtime. And I did. I ate some of those cookies that you find in the round tins at the store, the butter cookies, Dutch butter cookies. I don't know if they're actually Dutch, but they're supposed to be sort of Dutch. And so I was quite sick this morning, sick to my stomach. I'll spare you the gross details, but I couldn't eat anything today until just a little while ago. I had some rice. And feeling better though, at least in my stomach. So I've been working hard digging the storage area. There's probably also going to be a slime farm down there because we've got 3 slime chunks. So I think one of them will be a slime farm. We don't need much more than that. In fact, just from killing slimes as I've been digging, I think I've got all the slimes I need for the foreseeable future. All the slime balls. Anyway, we're down to level negative 49, I believe. So about 6 or 7 levels before we're going to hit the first bedrock. And when we hit the first bedrock, that is where we're going to stop. We'll even that all out, and that'll be the lowest floor of our underground work area. And I did one other thing, and that is I built a tiny little kelp farm in the empty space above the sugarcane farm that I've been saving for just that type of occasion. I knew I wanted something to go in there, but I just didn't know what I was going to put in there. So a little kelp farm. So my plan is, at least for the foreseeable future, I'll be working on the base areas when I'm doing stuff that is not on camera. And for the streams, I'll be rotating through the areas that we have. As I said before, we'll do Glenbuck today, or Glenbuck related activities in the case of getting all this mud brick. And then tomorrow we'll be working in Pepperland. Pepperland is the Beatles themed area, which I'm super excited about. I've got a bunch of ideas. And so if you stop back by tomorrow, that's what you're going to see. speaking of, if you're watching this at all, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. And for those of you who made a comment or placed a like on this, especially thanks. I stream Saturdays and Sundays, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we'll be doing so for the foreseeable future. Hopefully that can be expanded sometime, along with improving some of our streaming activities, streaming skills, I should say, and streaming features as we get a new computer and it's up and running. So this is mud brick is definitely something that Mojang could make it easier to acquire, in my opinion. I need some kind of a mud farm, and I'm trying to expand my wheat production, but that's kind of the holdup. I really wish that they would make some place that naturally spawns with mud brick in it, like they did with the trial chambers and all the copper. Because I know there are a lot of people who would prefer building with mud brick. Okay, we're making pretty good time here, actually. Right at the other end of this little hill here is where the road ends. I never completed the mud brick transformation all the way, so that's good. And then once we have this, we'll head over to Glenbuck and make use of it. So as I've been playing, I've been watching a lot of Minecraft, and I've been particularly looking at people doing world tours of their forever worlds. That's been interesting. I was gonna try to remember some of them I watched, but the only one I remember off the top of my head is Waxfraud, because most of them are YouTubers that I have not seen before, I've not watched before. And Waxfraud I have watched before, and find his stuff pretty interesting. There have been a few that I've just had to turn off because I've said many times what a stickler I am for language, and I've been watching some people really abuse the English language today. Yeah. I find it particularly annoying when somebody calls the library the library. It doesn't bother me if it's, you know, somebody in the second grade, but when it's an adult, it bothers me. It's the library. It's not that hard to put the R in the word. Little things like that. People will say, you shouldn't be such a stickler for things like that. Maybe, but when you're speaking and you're speaking inexactly, sometimes you can change the meaning of what you're trying to say entirely. And I'm not perfect. I've made plenty of mistakes, especially when I was young, but I do try to correct them. If you have read a word and you've never seen it, and then you pronounce it the way you think it is based on what you've read, yeah, I get that. I've done that. I was complaining about people saying mannequin, but if you've never seen the word, heard the word, and you've just read it, I can see how that would be confusing because, you know, it's a QU in the middle of the word. But a lot of, pretty much all the words that have a QU in the middle of them pronounce it with a K sound, like mannequin. It's not mannequin, it's mannequin. I'm trying to think of some other words. The only one I can think of off the top of my head is reliquary. And that has a qua, so that's not a good example. But everybody should have heard the word library spoken before. And some of the things that I hear a lot that are bugging me are people using less when they should use fewer. And people, I suppose that could happen vice versa, but people don't use the opposite of that very often. They don't say fewer when they mean less. Watch the Weird Al Yankovic song video, Word Crimes. You can watch it on YouTube. It's very good. It explains a lot of mistakes in the language, including fewer and less. Basically, if you're talking about a quantity, like less gasoline, or less milk, or less rock, then it's less. But if you're talking about a number of items, or you're talking about specific items like, oh, animals, mobs, cartons of milk, it's going to be fewer. Okay, let's head over to Glen. Oh no, I should go ahead and put what dirt I have in here before we go to Glenbuck. Actually, I don't think I need to raise this, so I'll just leave it low here. And this, yeah, it's fine. My first Minecraft world, I spent the most time building roads. I had roads going thousands of blocks all over the places to different villages, and I spent very little time building builds. So my world was kind of boring. But in a way, you know, having a road go through an area does make it seem more civilized. Okay. Let's stop up here at the Villager Powered Vegetable Farm. Get some food. Anyway, once I get the... Boy, this is off. Huh. Well, that needs to be fixed. Once I get the storage area fixed, I'll be working on farms. I've got a few farms already, and you can see I expanded the wheat field over here. Because these guys up there who plant wheat are not making wheat, they're making bread. And I know there's some way to fix that by, say, loading their wow, you guys have been busy. By loading their pockets up with seeds or something, but that's a problem for another day. All right. We need a couple of fence gates. I think there are probably some over there, and if there's not, there's wood to make some, so we'll just head on over. First, we'll stop and take a look at the kelp farm. So the bottom of this building straight ahead is the sugarcane farm, and the top has been empty. Now we got a little kelp farm in here, and it's producing. And I was torn. I was thinking about putting a crafter here, crafting it into blocks, but I think for the time being I'll just do that manually. It doesn't seem to produce them that fast that I need to worry about it. Hello, Dallas. Okay. All of our lampposts and lamps have oxidized, at least the ones close to the base. I'm thinking about replacing them with iron and using the copper ones in the build areas, like over here in Glenbuck. We shall see. I haven't been over here hardly at all, as you can tell by the vines not growing. I'm still planning to take down this vine farm. Somehow I thought it would look better than it does. Hello, Wells. Okay, out of my seat, please. Thank you. All right. About those fences, not fence gates, but fences. Let's choose some white ones. Actually, I don't need them at all because I'm going to tear down some fences here. All right, we're going to start, say, right here-ish. And right here. that, and we're going to put the bell here. Can I put, oh, do I need one across? The villagers wanted a bell, and you know, I am accommodating. There we are. Now, I had locked these guys into this area because I didn't want them getting loose and getting killed. Same with the farmers over there. But I've decided just to let them go. We've got our villager breeder up here, so we're going to have a constant stream of villagers coming out. And also in the main base, we've got a trading farm that we're actually using, and none of these guys have been traded with, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and set these guys free and make them actual free-range villagers. Like so. And then same thing over here. Actually, I like this little picket fence. I think maybe I'll leave it there. I'll just take the gate out. And then these guys are here. They've been blocked off by the leaves. I'm just going to take them down. And so they could hop over them if they want. So I expect some villagers to come to harm. Yeah, although that's not a necessary risk right there, I don't think. Anyway, either because of mob violence. That's a funny phrase in regards to Minecraft. Not in real life, I guess, but due to mob violence or their own, let's call it laziness. No, not laziness. Their own clumsiness. There we are. Okay. Let's see. Oh, was it ripe? Well, yeah, I'm not going to get many seeds from over here, it looks like. Which I wasn't expecting to. I didn't plant this area with that expectation. So there you go, guys. You're free to do whatever you want to. There are 4 of you? Yeah, there are 4 of you. 4 beds, right? Yes. Okay. So we're going to have a walkway this way. Over to the train station. And we'll have a walkway this way. Which will lead down the steps and meet up with this walkway over here. Okay, and that'll do it for now. So let's see. Okay, do we have any wood steps in our box? Yeah, we do. So, okay. Yeah. I used to not like path blocks. I don't know. They just struck me as being ugly. But I've kind of gotten over that. I still don't like to leave a path block with a meter jump without a step there. Because although, you know, in the Minecraft world, both the villagers and the player can easily hop up a meter, in real life, it's not the case. And as I learned on Hermitcraft, you should put a piece of wood under there. I'll get one in a little bit. We need a windmill over here, that's for sure. Okay. And 3 steps wide, and then 2 steps wide. Okay. Now over here. When I was building over here last time, yeah, that roof is still ugly. Like the rest of the build though. When I was over here last time, I was listening to a podcast about the history of computers. And I'm going to think of that every time I'm over here building. Speaking of, I want to do an area in the world that looks like the inside of a computer. Kind of a Tron-esque type of thing. The original Disney movie Tron came out in 1982. I saw it in the movie theater, and I had recently purchased a computer, my first PC. And it was fascinating to me then, as it is now. That's a kind of an interesting thing, is when you listen, at least when I do, when I listen to music, I while I'm reading, then forever that music is associated in my mind with whatever book I'm reading. You know, I could have just used probably the stairs, but I'll use this wood. Okay. There we go. And 1, 2, 3. Same thing over here. One, two. Yeah, I just think I'll leave that for now. Maybe not. You startled me. It does look better, gotta admit. Okay, now we can make use of this mud brick. Got mud bricks and packed mud. We're going to expand our main area here. Okay, and on this side as well. Like so. So now we want to distribute these. Mud bricks around, kind of randomly. And we can fill in the area with packed mud. The mud brick should actually be near the edges, and the packed mud more toward the middle, because presumably the packed mud would be the area that's most trod on. So we've got a nice town square now out of mud brick and packed mud. And we've still got enough mud bricks to use it in a build. We definitely need a butcher hog farm, butcher/hog farm. Okay, yeah, I like that. In our grassy area here, we'll put some planter or something. Not the regular dirt, just the coarse dirt. Okay, heading over here to our farm, our iron golem isn't looking like he's in too good a shape. We need some flowers in our planters. Okay. Hey, don't trample your crops. Okay, and we've got some leaves so we can make another planting area. Let's see. Do one down here. Like so. And we can put potatoes or something down here once we get our wheat all planted. And let's go ahead and fill that in right there. And this right here. Okay, piece of cake. So Glenbuck's coming along. Let's see, where should we, oh, I'm glad I've got Podsole over here. I'm going to dig some of this up. I think I might just fill most of this hole in here. And can I do this? Yeah, I can. Fill most of this hole up. There's a large cave down here, which I've got a minecart that's going to go through. Come out on this side, as you can see there. I'm just going to take a look and check on something. And we will in a minute. Yeah, and these villagers, for some reason, are just trying to get down there. And technically they can if they just go on the track, but they don't like to walk on the track, fortunately. hill here. Okay, you should get back indoors. See, the villagers are just not very conscientious about staying alive. But fortunately, new ones are being put into service. A little baby there. But then they're not laying down. There was a perfectly good bed. Okay. This is entryway to that cave, and I was going to look just in case there was any dripstone in here, because I need some. There are a lot of mobs. It hasn't been lit up. But I don't see any dripstone. So eventually this minecart will go from here over to whatever we build in that direction. Hey guys, oh, the farmer is way far away. Okay, really? OBS is going to send me a notification when it knows that I'm streaming right now. I just updated OBS, the streaming and recording software, which is why I'm getting a notification. But there we go. Pardon me. Looking on this side. Probably, no, this side looks good. Okay. Let's head back to History Station. Bye, Wells. So, if you're watching this and you have any ideas for what I should build as part of the medieval area of Glenbuck, please let me know. I would certainly like to hear. I've got quite a few ideas of my own, but it's entirely possible that you will have thought of something that I hadn't thought of. Let's see how much, well, we haven't been over here, so. So I have been struggling with whether or not I should once the storage area is built, which is the center of it is where that beacon is because it's so far around underground, whether I should come up and this direction and build a new structure as the storage system entrance, which should put it up here somewhere. Or I could continue to use this as the entrance to my underground area. Maybe fancy the entry up a bit. And since once I had a storage system, all of these storage things could go. For that matter, I could move this stuff downstairs too. And then it would just be a fairly short jaunt down to here. I might make both entrances, but one's going to have, or I could do like, then I could do a walkway here and have the entrance way at the halfway point. Although, right here is the most likely area for a slime farm. I could do one over here instead. The three slime chunks are this one beneath the beacon, and the one just next to it. We'll have to continue to think about it. But you can see we've dug down a lot. And we are on negative 49. Doesn't seem that long ago that I lowered my beacon to the floor. Now it's up there again. So I just continue to plug away here. Tomorrow, as I said before, if you come back at 6 o'clock, we will be doing some work in Pepperland, our beetles area. I have been looking at all kinds of pictures of things that I want to build, both real things, or realistic things I should say, and very non-realistic psychedelic kind of things too. And if you know the Beatles, then you know. And if you don't, check out the trailer to Beatles Rock Band. See, now this one came out in this slime chunk over here. I've been trying to gauge which one has been producing, and it's been producing the most, and it's been the far one over there, but this one has been doing pretty well too. Since I don't need it to be terribly good, it doesn't really matter. That would be the most convenient because it's the furthest away, kind of out of the way. Anyway, check out the Beatles Rock Band trailer. Beatles Rock Band was a video game for video game systems that came out a few years ago, 10, 15 years ago. Rock Band and Guitar Hero were big, and they came out with a Beatles version. And the intro is just incredible. And they've got it on YouTube, as is everything on YouTube. So take a watch. They start out with the Beatles on tour. Actually, I think they start playing the Cavern Club, which was where the Beatles really did kind of start out. And then they go on tour, and then all of a sudden it just shifts into the psychedelic era after the Beatles stopped touring, when they just became a studio band. And that's kind of what our Pepperland is going to be like. We're going to have one end of the area which is realistic and has the places associated with the Beatles when they were younger, perhaps. They were touring musicians. And then the other end is going to be very psychedelic, and in both sides of it will feature places and things from the lyrics of the Beatles songs. I've mentioned before, we're going to do lane, the street Penny Lane, which is quite a popular Beatles song, and Strawberry Fields, which was the flip side of that single record when it was released. And the reason when we were in Glenbuck, that I was happy to see Podzol is because I want some very large mushrooms growing in Pepperland. And if you're on Podzol, you can grow them without having to worry about the light level being too bright. I believe it's either Podzol or Mycelium. I'll have to double check that. And if that's the case, if it's Mycelium, then I'm going to have to find a mushroom biome. I don't think I've spotted one up until now. Anyway, just a reminder that I stream every Saturday and Sunday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific time, and I invite you to stop by. This is my 29th stream since I started streaming. You can find all the previous ones on my channel, as well as some streams before that, before I started doing Grandpa Streams of Minecraft, before I was a grandpa, and a lot of regular videos too. And in fact, I'm planning to do a regular video later this week, probably on Wednesday. And it will not be associated with this world. That's all I'll say at the moment. And I'd like to thank all of you who stopped by and watched and or listened. It's been very motivating to share what I'm doing and you know, keep the Minecraft juices flowing. And I especially want to thank those of you who commented or gave any of my streams or videos a like, or did that just despawn right in front of me? It did. And a special thanks to anyone who subscribed to my channel. It's been pretty gratifying that people are kind and interested enough to do that. And I really appreciate it. Look at all the diamonds. I've got more diamonds, I think, digging this big hole than I have in all the mining I did prior to that. Alright, well that settles it. This is going to be my slime farm over here. Anyway, this has been Grandpa Streams Minecraft. My name is History Wes. Stay safe, have fun, and keep on Minecrafting.